I'm Michelle King Davis, founder of Not Diets, a lifestyle solution, and co-author of Never Be Fat Again. As a health coach, I work with clients daily, helping them to make changes that result in better health and eventually ideal weight. I teach them to make changes in 3 basic areas of their life: nutrient-dense eating, active living, and positive mental attitude. All are necessary, but today I want to focus a little bit on nutrient-dense eating by showing you how to make a green smoothie. A green smoothie is foundational to the Not Diets lifestyle, and you get to enjoy one every day. They're filled with greens, and I advise that you use different greens every day. Today I'm going to be using spinach, but then tomorrow I might use chard, and the next day you could use mixed greens so that you're always changing it up and getting different nutrient combinations. The smoothie I'm making today is a strawberry orange smoothie. By adding fruit to the greens, you can eat a lot of greens and make them taste just delicious. So I'm putting 2 oranges in this. I already have one peeled, but I wanted to show you that you want to take just the outer part of the peel off and leave as much of that pith or that white part on there as possible, because much of the nutrients are concentrated in that white pith. So I'm going to get the peel off the orange, and we're going to put that in our blender first. You can make this in a regular blender. A Vitamix or a turbo blender is great because it makes it really smooth. But we're going to put these in, and then I begin with a cup of cold water. A lot of people think you have to use yogurt or milk or something. You don't. Water's great. The fruit will be creamy on its own. And I put a broccoli stalk in there. Yes, we cut the top part of the broccoli off and enjoy it in salads and different recipes, but we use the stalk in the smoothie, and this provides a cruciferous vegetable. The reason why that's so important is that a 20% increase in cruciferous vegetable intake corresponds to a 40% decrease in cancer rates. So cruciferous vegetables are powerful. Some days I don't have broccoli, I have kale stems, and I'll throw those in and use that part. So we're going to go ahead and mix this. Okay, once we get that going, we're going to start adding our greens. I'm using spinach today, like I said. I have some chard here. Chard makes a delicious smoothie as well, so tomorrow I'll use chard. I use a whole pound of spinach, so I'm going to put it in a little bit at a time. And the reason why greens are so important is because, did you know they're the most nutrient-dense food you can eat? They contain chlorophyll. You know, when you learned in high school biology about photosynthesis, that's the process by which the plants, the green plants, take the sun's energy and they make it into chlorophyll. When we eat the plants, we get the chlorophyll. And what does the chlorophyll do for us? Well, the chlorophyll provides a lot of nutrients. There are a lot of phytochemicals in the green plants, and it's basically the sun's energy for me. So this is very energizing to start your day like this. You could do a green smoothie for any meal, but I like to have it for breakfast. Now, by blending these greens, you can picture it as I'm pre-digesting them. So a person with digestive issues such as Crohn's disease, celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, who couldn't possibly ingest this many greens, can eat this. And by the blender pre-digesting them, this even helps a person that doesn't have any of those problems, because when we chew the greens, we don't chew well enough to unlock a lot of the nutrients. The blender does that for us. Next, I'm going to add 2 cups of berries. This is going to be 2 servings of green smoothie. So each person will get an entire cup of berries. Again, just like I changed the greens up, I changed the berries up. So today I'm using strawberries, which are actually the most nutrient-dense berry. That means they have the most nutrients per calorie. And I'm going to put 2 cups of strawberries in. I use blueberries, raspberries, cranberries, marionberries. I changed that up too. So I'm putting the 2 cups of strawberries in there, and I'm going to put a scoop of stevia. You really don't, once you're used to the green smoothies, need any additional sweetener, but for beginners, I like Cal Pure Stevia Extract Powder, and I just put a little scoop of that because it just boosts the sweetness of the smoothie. And if you have somebody who's already skeptical, it's nice to make sure it tastes good and sweet. We're going to mix the berries in. People who consume berries on a daily basis have an added cancer fighting benefit too, because study after study shows how potent they are in fighting cancer. Then we're going to add flax seeds. Flax seeds provide a fat, which by having fat with your greens, you actually increase the intake of nutrients from the greens by about 10%. So, and flax adds an omega-3 fatty acid, which most Americans are short on. I put my flax seeds in the flaxseed grinder because if you ate the whole flax seed, it would pass through predominantly undigested. So this way we're going to break open all the goodness. I'm putting 4 tablespoons because, like I said, this is going to be 2 servings, and we want each person to get 2 tablespoons of flaxseed. So I'm going to grind those up. And this is what I've referred to as a flaxseed grinder. It's actually just a coffee grinder, a simple coffee grinder you can get at the department store. And I'm going to throw those in. And then the last thing I'm going to add is a couple of frozen bananas. You know those spotted bananas you didn't know what to do with? Well, I actually buy those up when I can get a good bargain on the spotted bananas. You peel them, break them in half, and throw them in the freezer in a bag. And once they're frozen, they provide a really creamy sweetness here and another source of different phytochemicals, minerals like potassium and others. So we're going to mix that up. But you may be saying to me, but Michelle, if I start my day with a green smoothie, where do I get protein? Well, let me tell you, you don't need bacon and eggs for protein. That's a fallacy. This container of green smoothie has 24 grams of protein. I did the math myself. So greens are where most of that protein comes from. Of course, the flax seeds have some as well, the broccoli stalks, the oranges, the strawberries, but most of that protein is from the greens. So you're going to pour it up, and each cup, we're going to make 2 servings here, and each one has 8 to 9 servings of vegetables and fruits. And you can get this recipe right on my site here. It's the Strawberry Orange Green Smoothie on the recipe page. And I hope you'll make one and enjoy it. Cheers!